All right, hello there. Welcome to multiplying. We are going to multiply binomials using the FOIL method. I did a video multiplying using box method, and I kind of went below binomials and then above binomials so you could see it. I don't think that either form is bad to know. I like to use FOIL when I am doing problems that are 2 by 2s. Because I can do FOIL really fast now because I'm old and I've had a lot of practice. But I really like box method for larger problems. So I recommend trying them both out if you don't have a particular one you like. If you find you're a much more visual person, then I would say box. If you find that you're a person that likes things more horizontal and the loopies are something you enjoy or you already have experience with FOIL, I would say stick with FOIL. You're not required to do any certain particular method. You just want to find a method that works best for you. So this is going to be multiplying polynomials, technically binomials, using FOIL. Okay. FOIL stands for first, outer or outside, inner or inside, and then last. And what it does is it gives you a way to multiply a 2 by 2 with f. Those are our first two terms, right? So the first one in the first parenthesis and the first one in the second parenthesis. Then our outer, which are the two terms that are furthest away from each other, all the way at the outsides. Inner, oh my gosh, sorry, that marker didn't want to open, which are the two that are closest together on the inside. And then, last, which are the last in the first and the last in the second parentheses. Now, you don't have to follow FOIL. You can use distribution, and you don't have to follow this method. It's just that before people did box, when people were doing distribution, I think they thought, oh, here's a nice way for kids to remember and make sure they're always multiplying all the pieces. You don't have to do that. If you wanted to, you could just say, oh, okay, A distributes to C and to D, B distributes to C and to D. It's the same thing. It just doesn't have a fun memorizational FOIL word, okay? All right, but I'm just going to show you a couple of problems with FOIL. I like FOIL because it's what I learned when I was in school. And, sorry, my brain clicked out for a second. Woo! It's what I learned in school. I'm really, really fast at it when I do a 2 by 2, but I still prefer box for larger things. And I know as a teacher, I find a lot of students also like box, but if you are a FOIL fan, please to go ahead and do that. All right, so let's do something basic to start. Let's do x plus 2, x plus 5. All right, the f, remember, is the first term in the first parenthesis and the first term in the second parenthesis. So I get 1x to the first and 1x to the first. Now, if you forget that there are 1's there, you can write them in. You certainly don't have to. But remember what you're doing is you're taking 1 times 1 on the front piece, and then x to the first times x to the first. And x to the first times x to the first becomes x to the second. The reason for that is when you multiply variables, the powers add, right? So think about something like x to the third times x squared. That gives me x times x times x. That gives me x times x. How many do I have total? I have 5 of them. That's x to the 5th. So you're multiplying. It's just that the powers add, and that's how the multiplication occurs. So 1 plus 1 is 2. All right. Next up, we're going to do the O, which is our outer. So I want the term all the way at the outsides. So here's my outer. 1 times 5 is 5, and it's a positive 5 because it's a positive 5 and a positive 1, and then it keeps the x with it, and you can leave the 1 on it or you can take the 1 off. It doesn't matter. Then we've got the inner. The inner are going to be the two that are closest together. That's a positive 2 times 1, which is positive 2, and then x to the first comes along. What should happen generally is these outer and inner, and it's not all the time, it depends on the powers and how the problem's written, but a lot of the time, the outer inner are going to be like terms, and they're going to combine. So these two will combine together. And then we go ahead to last, which is the last in the first and the last in the second, which is 5 times 2, which is 10. Now all you do is combine your like. I'm going to drop off the 1's because technically they're there. I just don't need to write them. So this is x squared, 5x plus 2x. Remember, you don't get more power. You just collect your like we were doing with adding and subtracting last week. So we get 7x. And then we get plus 10. and that's my answer. Okay, I'm going to do another FOIL problem with some sign differences, and I'll also do one that has a power difference so you can see that. So I'll do one with sign changes and one with power differences, and then that'll be it for this FOIL. If you don't like FOIL, don't use it. If you don't like box, don't use it. All right, you use what you like best. All right, next example. 2x minus 3, x plus 8. All right, first. 2x times x, that gives me 2x squared. If you need your ones on there, remember this is to the first. That's a 1x to the first. All right, now I'm not going to change my colors because at this point, if you're practicing FOIL, you can color code. You could totally color code. In fact, I have some students that do highlighting. I'm just going to go for it, though. Okay, outer, 2 times 8 is 16x. Inner, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3x. And then last, 3 times 8 is 24. If you have issues with signs or you don't know your multiplication tables, that's cool. Use a calculator, okay? Use a calculator. All right, that gives me 2x squared. 16 minus 3 is 13x minus 24. All right, I'm going to shift my camera just a little bit. There we go. All right. Now let's do a problem that's similar, but let's change the powers. And what you'll see is I don't get that like in the middle. So say I've got 2x squared minus 3 times x plus 8. I'm going to get similar numbers, but I'm not going to get the same powers. 2 times 1 is still 2, but x squared times x to the first is now going to give me x to the third. All right, that's my first. Outer is going to give me 2 times 8, which is a positive 16x squared. Inner is going to give me negative 3x. And then last is going to give me minus 24. And now notice, same numbers, but these two middle terms no longer have the same power, so they're not going to combine. So this is my answer. Whereas for this one, because they were like, they combined, and that was my answer. Now that was just a quick FOIL video. If you find that you need more instruction, you need more one-on-one help, you need to go over examples with me, that's what my office hours are for. I have them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you can't make my office hours and you have questions or you need help, message me and we'll set up a time that will work for you. You can send me a remind. My remind code's in my Google Classroom. You can send me a message in Google Classroom. You can send me an email. You can send me a video request on my website. You can leave a comment in the YouTube comments. All right, whatever works best for you, but let's, get you through this, all right? Because your assignment for the week is going to be doing these problems using box or FOIL, all right? All right, so I will talk to you later. I hope you have a great day.